I want to talk about keeping order in a training session, keeping order in a training environment, and also infection control. When I say infection control, I'm not talking about athlete's foot and things like that. There's physical infections, yes, but every school has a culture. Every school has an agreed upon mindset. When that mindset is affected, or the spiritual practices and beliefs and structure of what is to be done and not to be done becomes infected, it is the instructor's responsibility to take care of that right away. I'll give you a few examples. Grandmaster Chung was teaching a fighting class. He's one of the top fighting instructors probably in the world. And during the class, something happened where one student did something incorrect, something that was dangerous in their fighting skills to another student. Right then and there, Grandmaster Chung stopped the class, lined everyone up, explained what is to be done, what should not be done, and why. And then he ended the class. Class was over. Then he took the people involved. And one of them we never saw again. Benito, kaput, sayonara, gone. That was handled correctly. Grandmaster Duxon's son. Something happened in the class, and he literally grabbed the person and threw them down the stairs. I don't suggest that, but that's how it happened. And then we're never seen again. And I know that the late Grandmaster Tiger Kim kicked a whole lot of black belts out of that school. He didn't tolerate anything that was not in alignment with his teaching. If you're going to teach real martial arts, it starts with real discipline, real respect. That's all there is to it. In the last few years, martial arts has gotten a little weird and very soft. A lot of big egos and a lot of people teaching the wrong stuff out there. They have no idea. They talk nonsense, half of them teach nonsense. They think this is a game, sports. None of these guys talking like that would ever dream of defending themselves against 2 or 3 people that want to take their lives. And they could not imagine being in a place, and forget a place like prison, where all that garbage ain't gonna fly. You gotta put up. But however, because of the internet and the lackadaisicness of martial arts teachers and instructors, teaching a lot of nonsense and not teaching the real life and death practicality of martial arts, not just the physical techniques, but the mental techniques, right? The spiritual, the emotional, understanding the holistic part of martial arts. Out there, you got the wrong idea. And what happens is this: they end up in our school sometimes. So if you are the instructor, you are representing all the instructors in the school. You are representing me. You're representing my masters and all the masters all the way down the line. Now, nothing comes into being like this. Poof, and here we are. Oh, thank you. We got next place. Everything we have here was worked for. And worked for hard and for a very long time. Make sure, if you are teaching a class, if you are assisting a class, if you are in view of a class where something's not right, you assist that instructor in making it right. Or if you're here training by yourself and some students training and something's not going well, not going correctly, you handle that correctly. Because many bring the nonsense on the street into the dojo. many will bring the gutter into our place that is sacred. That is not allowed. That should never, ever happen. But when it does happen, you gotta clean that crap up right away. Right away. This is no place for people to come in, pull down their pants, show their behind, take a crap anywhere they want, and then get to walk out like everything's okay. And leave the crap here. The stench, that's what it is. It's a stench. So I'll give you one example. I come in one day, 2 kids from 2 different schools. One is a brown belt, karate. One is I think a green or something in Jujitsu. I'm not sure what kind, could be Brazilian, but they had a little chip on the shoulder. And these are young kids, they're 11 years old. Somehow, they end up in a full-out brawl in the dressing room. What's going on here? In our school, they're both white belts, which also, by the way, should raise some flags. If you train this long at this school, at some other school, and this other child trained at another school, why are they both here? What happened at the other schools? Did the other schools close because they weren't teaching correctly? And there were all kinds of issues like that? Or were they asked to leave because they had some issues? Long story short, I spoke to the boys. I found out exactly what happened, what was going on. And this is how it went. One boy, they're both white belts, but one was here earlier. And he's pretty much a star. Tournaments, dad pumps him up. He's a star in his world. Other kid just started, second kid. And he's not quite a star. Good kid, going to private school, right, good parents. But what happened was the star kid felt threatened. That's what happened. In the star kid's life, he is a star, the center of attention all the time, everywhere. And he's constantly being pumped up, pumped up, pumped up. But in reality, he has low self-esteem. In reality, he doesn't really believe in himself. So what happened when the new kid came and he seen this white belt with these kicks and looking very sharp, he felt threatened already. When he got to the dressing room, the star kid started questioning the new kid. Where are you from? What belt do you? What belt do you really? How long have you trained? Did you do this, did you do that? And started really questioning the kid, like, are your credentials correct? And it got to the point where the new kid didn't want to talk anymore. And then the star kid started antagonizing the new kid. And the new kid told the star kid, shut up. And it kept escalating. He told him to shut up again, escalated. And then the star kid decided he's gonna bump the new kid. He took it to the physical level. And of course, when that happened, it was a new ball game. And they ended up on the floor in the dressing rooms. Now, when the instructor went in there to straighten that out, then somehow the fathers, in fact, no, it was one father, the star kid's father, had a little bit of an issue. The new kid ended up leaving with his mom and with his dad, but they knew something was wrong, and mom questioned him, and they found out that there was actually a little rumble in the dressing room. So mom brings the new kid back up. Leaves the dad downstairs, puts the new kid up. And what happens? Star kid's dad gets the belligerent. So of course, mom calls for dad. And then what do we have? Then we have two dads about to go toe to toe the whole way. What kind of nonsense is this? My first instinct, everyone has to go. Everyone. See you. Done. However, that is not really fair. We need to find out what's really going on, who's really at fault, and then deal with it in a fair way. But after finding out who's at fault, I realized that Star Kid was getting the wrong thing, wrong kind of teaching from his dad. And he was terribly, terribly insecure. And there we go. So that has to be dealt with right away. My personal belief, Star Kid should be gone. You should learn what he did, what are the consequences, and when he goes to your next school, don't make the same mistake. However, neither one of these kids are my students. They're actually a student of my student. So it's up to her to handle that. But these things happen. They do happen. But if you give a little bit of space, it will spread. If you give more space, it will spread even more. The person that starts crapping in your place will crap over here, and then over there, and then over there, because they think that, hey, this is their crapping place. No. Right from the get-go, you gotta address it, and address it strongly and directly. Do not entertain. Stop, you gotta step outside. If they become belligerent, say, I advise you not to continue with that tone, because I will bring it to the master. All of it. Leave no room for that mess. No one here deserves it. You don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. None of the other students deserve it. And we don't need it. Okay, we don't need it. They can take themselves, right, the perpetrators, they can take themselves somewhere else. There's probably 50 to 100 other schools out there they can go to. They can sample each one every other month. That's fine, because we don't need the trouble, and we don't need their money. Money is money. Money is like air, okay? It's everywhere, and it's the same. So I'd rather have good students that are paying their fees than headache students that aren't worth the fees, that are costing you 3 times more time, energy, and money. So we gotta make sure we handle that right. Now, people do make mistakes and they have hard days. Things happen. So you have to use good judgment, but you have to maintain order, discipline, and respect. If they lose that, they should be losing everything. But if something happens, are you not too sure about how this came up or who's at fault? Okay, then you must investigate. You must separate and investigate each side. All right, and understand this. The person that started this is costing you time. If costing you time, they're costing you life. Because life is time and time is life. So when you investigate, let them know what happened, set them straight. Set them straight, right from the beginning, and let them know this cannot happen again. And make sure they can say back to you, they understand and they agree that this cannot, it will not happen again. That there must be some other way of handling any kind of conflict in class, any kind of conflict in the dojo, any kind of conflict in the hallway or in the lobby, but not the way that's like from the streets, not the gutter. We're not the gutter. Now, when this happens, if we decide to keep one of them, or we choose to keep both parties, this is how it goes. The one that started it becomes discounted. And discounted means this. They first get here, they're 100%. We're 100% committed to them. Okay, they're top quality student. They mess up, they get discounted 50%. They don't get as much attention. Nope. But also, they're under observation. So I call it DUO. Discounted and under observation. They will remember what transpired. So that comes up again. Within 365 days, we have to address that again. That's strike 2. I don't really believe in baseball. I think 2 strikes is fine, and you're done. But depending on the circumstances, maybe we'll give them a 3rd opportunity. But 3 strikes are out. But that has to be made clear from the very first incident. Remember, you are representing much more than yourself. You're representing all the martial artists, all the teachers in our line. Every instructor that's here today was here 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 50 years ago, and beyond. So you gotta hold that ground and hold it firmly.